Down, down, down. Hello, welcome to Underground Radio, brought to you live on tape from my upstairs. We have a few things to talk about today. First of all, recently, my wife and I had a day where we were child-free, so we decided to go on a little date. We went to Olive Garden because we had gift cards. And we have not been there in several years. We've had these gift cards for years. We decided to finally use them. So we get there, we get seated, and we order our drinks. I ordered an Italian margarita, and my wife ordered some kind of other drink. Some kind of peach puree with sparkling wine. It tasted fine. So we get our drinks, and it turns out neither of us know how to drink our drinks. I was very confused because my margarita, first of all, did not seem like it was the right color. It seemed too bright, too juicy. So I was concerned. And also it came with a shot, which I assumed was tequila. The server had mentioned that my drink was really full, so I thought maybe they filled my glass too much to add in the alcohol, and I was supposed to drink a little bit and then dump in the shot. Well, I drank a little bit of the drink without adding in the little shot, and it kind of tasted pineapple-y to me. It tasted kind of like a margarita, but it does not taste like a classic margarita like the description led me to believe, because the description of the Italian margarita said classic margarita and then listed out some ingredients. So I'm like, okay, maybe I just need to add in this tequila to make it feel more right. But I smell this shot, and that's not tequila. It smelled spiced. It smelled warm. And I did not know what to do. Was this someone else's shot that they just happened to give to me on accident? I don't know. So my wife Googles it, and we decided we think it's amaretto. So like an almond, like liqueur. So I'm like, okay, do I add it in, or do I like drink my drink and then do I like use it as like an aperitif? Well, I ended up pouring it in. I was concerned because it's not the taste I was looking for, but in the end, it ended up being okay. And I mentioned that we both did not know how to drink our drinks. Her drink, the puree with the sparkling wine, you would assume it would come mixed. It would come how you drink it. But there was very definite separation between the puree and the sparkling wine. So, was she supposed to stir it up first? Or just drink down that wine and end with the puree and just get a little bit of a peachy flavor in with her sparkling wine? We don't really know, but she ended up stirring it, and she enjoyed it. So that kind of made us both feel old, not knowing how to drink our drinks. So, yeah. The meal was fine. It was free because of the gift cards. And another thing that made me feel old was I'm not used to having the card reader on the table to pay. So I don't know how other restaurants are, if this is common or not now, because we don't go out a whole lot. But, there's a little screen on the table, and you can play games on it or whatever, but you can also pay or order stuff. So I go to pay, and I put in the gift card. We had two gift cards. One of them had $20 on it. The other one had some other amount. So I go to use the $20 gift card, and, I use it, and the receipt prints. I'm like, wow. And on the screen it says, like, oh, you still have $53. I'm like, whoa, I have $53 left on this gift card. I thought there was only $20 on it. That's amazing. That's great. Like, such good news. Um, I'm so glad that I realized before just walking away that no, it was saying I still owed $53. So, yeah, the other gift card took care of it, but they shouldn't print the receipt if it has not actually been paid for. I I was really embarrassed because the server was right next to me when I was like, wow, like amazing. We have so much money left. And yeah, I got sweaty right away. Very, very sweaty. So, yeah, that is the big news going on with me. I feel like I don't know what's going on. And, you know who else doesn't know what's going on? AI, artificial intelligence. So, our next segment here, I have a story written by AI, a ghost story. Now, I've had this story for a while. Been wanting to do something with it. Well, to share, not to like really do anything. I just thought it was funny. So I was playing around with this AI thing. I think it was AI Genie. I don't know. There's a lot of AI services, apps, whatever. So I told it to tell me a ghost story about a place local to me. And turns out this AI does not know. It doesn't know much. It can't think. It can't reason. So I'm going to read this story to you. I'm going to point out my thought process and some questions that I asked it uh, after reading the story. So the story that it gave me is called "The Lady in White of The Lady in White of Oakhurst Cemetery." So here we go. Are you ready for some spook? Okay, here we go. In the small town of Oakhurst, Washington, there is a cemetery that is said to be haunted by the ghost of a woman known as the Lady in White. The Lady in White is said to be the spirit of a woman who was buried alive in the cemetery many years ago. Her story goes that she was married to a wealthy man who had a mistress. The mistress became jealous of the Lady in White and convinced her husband to have her buried alive. The Lady in White was buried alive in her wedding dress, and her screams of terror could be heard throughout the town. Since her death, the Lady in White has been seen wandering the cemetery at night. She is said to be a beautiful woman with long, flowing hair. She is always wearing her wedding dress, and her eyes are filled with sadness and anger. The Lady in White is said to haunt the cemetery because she is seeking revenge on her husband and mistress. She is said to attack anyone who enters the cemetery after dark. One night, a group of friends decided to go to the cemetery to see the Lady in White, to see if the Lady in White was real. They entered the cemetery after dark and started to explore. They soon came across the Lady in White's grave. The friends were scared, but they decided to stay and see if anything would happen. Suddenly, they heard a noise. They turned around and saw the Lady in White standing in front of them. She was wearing her wedding dress, and her eyes were filled with sadness and anger. The friends screamed and ran away. They never went back to the cemetery again. The Lady in White is a popular ghost story in Oakhurst. Many people believe that she is real, and they avoid the cemetery at night. However, there are also people who believe that the Lady in White is just a legend. They say that there is no evidence to support the claim that she is real. Whether or not the Lady in White is real, her story is a reminder that the dead can sometimes be restless. It is important to respect the dead and to avoid places where they are said to be buried. So, yeah, that's one thing I've noticed about this AI. I don't remember if this was Bard or if this was Genie, but they like to put a little moral at the end of the story. Like, it's a good reminder to blah, blah, blah. So, first of all, why was she buried in her wedding dress? Um, there was not really any story with the group of friends. Nothing happened. They went, they saw her. left. But what I decided to ask this AI, I asked, why didn't the townspeople help her if her screams were heard all throughout town? And, the chatbot, whatever, responds, the townspeople did not help when the lady in white was screaming because they were afraid. They had heard the stories about her, and they did not want to risk being attacked. They also did not believe that she was real. They thought that she was just a ghost story, and that they did not want to get involved. The Lady in White story is a reminder that fear can be a powerful motivator. It can prevent people from doing the right thing, even when someone is in danger. It is important to remember that fear is not always rational, and that it can sometimes lead us to make bad decisions. So there we go again, with another little lesson or moral. But that explanation for why they didn't help does not make sense, because she wasn't a legend at the time. She was a living person at the time. So I asked the chatbot, that doesn't make sense. Why didn't they help her? Because she wasn't a legend. She wasn't a ghost. She was a real person, and they could hear her scream. Why did they not help her? And it gives me this. Here is an additional detail that you may want to add to the story. The Lady in White's screams were heard throughout the town, but no one came to help her. Some people believe that this is because the townspeople were afraid of her. Others believe that they simply did not believe that she was real. Whatever the reason, the Lady in White screams went unanswered, and she was buried alive. This additional detail adds to the mystery of the story. It also raises the question of why no one came to help the Lady in White. Is it because they were afraid? Or is it because they simply did not believe she was real? The answer to this question may never be known. So that's where I ended it with that. Like this artificial intelligence knows the elements of a story and knows general spooky words, like may never be known. But it doesn't know how to properly use them. And yeah, me asking it didn't seem to help. Didn't seem to really make any sense. So there are more stories that I have, and then more can be generated, obviously. So I think that'll be a fun thing for us to pick apart these stories. But we'll just do that one for today. Continuing on, though, with the spooky vibes, I am going to go over to a thread. Now, this isn't a Reddit thread. This is on godlikeproductions.com. I don't look at anything they have on there other than this one thread of weird things you have seen in the woods. And weird is spelled wrong. The rest of that website kind of looks crazy. Yeah, this is the one thread that seems reasonable. And it's talking about ghosts and weird things in the woods. So that should tell you something. I love spooky stuff, so I want to make spooky stuff a part of this show. With a name like Underground Radio, it has to be spooky. So this is from 2011, I think. And I scrolled through this thread a lot when I was young. I think when it was pretty new. Yeah, when I was freshly out of high school. So I guess I saw it when it was new. And there are 94 pages worth of stories. Now, not all of them are good. Some of them are just jokes. Some of them are just cool things. Not all of them are scary. Some are just, weird stuff or unexpected stuff. So we're not just going to do spooky horror. Yeah, so these these responses to this question of, what are the weird things you've seen in the woods, they were not all proofread. So if I stumble on these words, it's not my fault. So the first entry is not actually a spooky one, but it's cool. So let's go for it. So let's, posted on 2011. In 2011, I got a special wilderness permit to go into an area of... I cannot talk. I got a special wilderness permit to go into an area in the mountains in California where they hadn't allowed foot traffic in 20 years. There were no trails. It was myself and 2 other Marines, and we did it in exchange for seeing if there was a rare kind of trout in the streams up there. I guess the Forest Service didn't have anyone who wanted to do it. I'm not sure. I was set up with this by my friend. Anyway, we hiked for 2 days with no trails, using just a map and a compass, and on the second day we walked around this huge cliff to find a full-on cabin with a lawn and solar power and washer and dryer, the whole 9 yards, all built into the rock face of the cliff. You couldn't see it from above, so it had gone unnoticed for years. We talked to the guy that lived there, and he said we were the first people he had seen hike in 14 years. He was a retired helicopter pilot, and he had flown all the equipment in by helicopter. He was squatting on federal land and knew it, but didn't seem worried. He said he hikes out every 2 weeks for supplies by a different route than we came in, and he showed it to us. We used that route to get back as he had a trail beaten down, so the walking was easier. All in all, it was pretty cool. The trout the Forest Service was looking for were in the creeks, so it is still closed to foot travel, and we never told the Forest Service about the old helicopter pilot, so I would bet he's still out there. Okay. So, wow. This guy, this anonymous coward, his weird thing he saw in the woods was, I saw a dude taking a shit in the woods. The interesting part was the length of the turd. It ran from his ass to the ground as one long shit rope. Okay. Let's see. Well, these are just 1-sentence answers. Okay. Man. Most people just saying Bigfoot. Okay. Okay, let's see. Walking through a forest in the northwest, and it was raining, and I seen 2 kids dressed all in white sitting next to a pond. They both looked very sad. The reason it is important noting that it was raining was because they did not appear to be wet. To make it stranger, my dog didn't seem to notice them. They both gave me a long, cold stare. I looked forward, then back. I walked about 10 feet, then looked back, and no one was there. Lots of people finding those nudie magazines in the woods. That was a weirdly common experience. Yeah, before internet. Weird. Here we go. Come on. Man, lots of Just really short answers that don't really say anything. And somehow I have been signed out. So I guess that's my cue to end that for now. Okay, let's get back to my little script. Okay, so let's cool down from all that spookiness, and let's play a little word game. Let's call it Wordle. Yeah, let's do some Wordle. Let me pull that up. Wordle. So, should be on your screen right now. Let us see if I can get this done. Let's see. I'm going to say group. Ooh, nothing. Okay. How about sweat? Ooh. So I've used up 4 vowels, but I only got one hit. Okay. How about okay. E needs to go somewhere. Ooh, I have an I. Mild? No. Mild? No. Let's see. Mind. Okay, I got an M in the first letter and an E as the second to last letter. So let's see. Surely it has to be a vowel. So I'll try another E. Me. Meh. Let's see. Meh. This is weird. Let's say mellow. Nope. Okay. We know it starts with M. Me, mab, my, I would say Meyer, but that's not even a word, and the R doesn't get used. My, may. Okay, this is a situation where I'm just gonna make a word without, trying to fit into the letters that we have. So I'll say cheap, even though I know there's no P, but it will tell me if there's 2 E's in this or not, which there should be. Okay, yes, there are 2 E's. Okay, let's see. Surely it has to be M-E something. Mebel. Man, I am kind of failing at this. Yeah, usually I'm a lot better. But, the pressure is just intense. This is so intense. Such intense pressure being watched doing words. Okay, so me, Mekel, Mevel, Let's see. Okay. This can be something stupid. It's gonna be a stupid one, isn't it? Okay. Like, there's really no vowels to work with other than Y. My Okay, I don't usually do this. I'm gonna use that a couple times just to get rid of some letters, since I don't wanna mess up and fail. Okay, so M. Metzel, no. My soul, no. This is gonna be something stupid, I know it. Well, I don't want to make boring radio, so I'm gonna hurry this up and use this special thing. Okay, yeah. Wow, a lot of E's. Okay, M-E. So there's melee, that. Okay, that's stupid. Too many E's. That's not a word. Let's do, man, so many things trying to get me. Let's do another one. Hopefully this one's a little better. Let's see. Gonna use up some syllable or some vowels with proud. Wow, none. Okay. What about waste? Okay, we got IST, but not in that order. What if I do sting? Oh, but the I can't go there. Let's see. Sit. Let's see. I can do times. Okay, so we have the I and the S in the right place. Okay, I in the second spot, S in the last spot. So, what if? Well, maybe it could be lists. No? Okay, just need that middle letter. So we got L-I blank T-S. So, lifts. That's my guess. Lift. And we got it, friends. We got it. Excellent. Okay. One more. Let's just do some fun with twist. Okay, so no, that was not it. What about sing? Okay, so we have I in the second spot, N in the third spot, a space, and an S. Okay. Let's say pinks, binks. Rinks. Sinks? No, there's no S in the beginning. I don't know. Pinks doesn't really make sense. Oh. But sometimes this has words that don't really make sense. Like it's like a made up word. And it's annoying. Let's see. Finks. Oh, links. What about link? Oh, no, there's no K. Oh, I can use an E. So I'll do lines. Okay, so we have eins, but we need to figure out the first letter. So, mines. Let's try that. Mines. No, not mines. I hope I don't mess this up. So there could be dines, hines, zines. Well, I'm going to go with dines. Oh, I'm going to keep going. Let's see. Now, I forgot all the letters I've done, so I'll try zines. Let's see. Oh, so I did dines. Did I do binds? Did I use a P last time? Pines. No. Wine. No, I don't think. I think I used the W last time and it did not work. Fines. Oh, I hope I don't lose. Vines. How about vines? There we go. Vines. Great. Okay, I think we're good with that. Okay. So, thank you, friends. That is going to be it for the day. This was our first broadcast as underground radio. So, it'll get a little smoother, it'll get more polished. I hope you had fun. So, hope you come back for some more underground radio broadcasting live from my upstairs. So, thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Have a good life. Have a good life. Have a good life.